Hello, everybody. That's right. We are here for another episode of The Lockbox, brought to you by the Grandin Group, Arizona's #1 brother and sister real estate team. We got a little Extreme playing in the background there, and it's perfect for our topic today, because today episode is about you. It's about our community, and it is about the neighborhood and housing. So today's episode, is called The Ballot and Your Home. And yes, the Grandin Group does not, the Grandin Group does, but the Lockbox episode, this podcast that you guys have made #1 lifestyle and real estate podcast, which we do appreciate, does not get into politics. Does not get into politics. But listen, we're 3 weeks out from voting. We got a very critical election coming up. So what a better time than right now to kind of fill you in on the ballot and your home. Okay, again, we're not diving into any political affiliations or anything like that, but I am going to give you some pretty sound advice on your home. Before we get started, Arizona market is still really good. Here's what we're seeing. Every single day, my sister and I, we're taking people out. They want to see houses anywhere from the 250,000 up to the 3 million mark. We're taking people out. You get them out there. Hey, how do you like the home? They're like, oh, we love it. This is exactly what we're looking for. Okay, let's go make an offer. Hey, we're going to wait till after the election. Now, I understand that. I truly do. I do understand that train of thought. But what I don't understand is that no matter what happens on the election, you're going to have to buy a house. One way or the other, you're buying a house here after the election. So, but anyways, that's fine. So when it comes, so the real estate market's hot. And now the other thing too, it's been pretty toasty out here. It's been, 107, 111. This weekend was ridiculous. That's the other thing too. I think today might be the last day of our 103, 105, and we should start cooling off from there, which is great because then it just makes Arizona absolutely the best place to live. Okay, listen. When it comes to real estate, we often think of location, and then of course price and amenities. But there's another critical factor that directly impacts your home's value. Anybody want to text me and tell me what that is? Because I'm pretty confident, unless you're absolutely start thinking about it, you're going to miss it. It's your vote. Your vote directly impacts your home's value. What? How is voting for so-and-so going to direct my impact value? Oh, trust me, it does. And you know what? Without diving into political affiliations, it's important to recognize how elected officials shape policies that affect your housing values, your community strength, and your overall well-being of our neighborhoods. Okay? So, everybody has it. Election season rolls around. Your neighbor, your friend's sister's best friend's brother is running for an office, whether it's local or national, doesn't matter. They come around and they smile and they're like the best person in the world. And hi, I'm running for this office. I need you to vote for me. And I just love this and that. And it's all nonsense. So, it's important for us as voters to kind of weed through that. And listen, I know some really, really nice, my wife and I are pretty involved in the politics in Arizona. I know some great people personally that are running for office, and I would not vote for them. So, personally, yeah, let's go have a dinner or a bite to eat or whatever. Am I going to vote for you? No way. Because your values do not line up with what's important to me and this neighborhood, community strength, and the well-being of our neighborhoods and schools. I am very, very big on being an advocate for the schools and stuff. And I'm not talking about, don't let the kids do this. I personally think we need to teach some other stuff and kind of maybe go back a little bit to when we were in school and we have home ec, workshop, and start teaching some of that stuff. Right now they got some of these kids learning different languages in kindergarten and third grade, which is great. But you know what? There's other things that are important for us. Okay, so Arizona market's great. Reach out to Grandin Group, Arizona's #1 brother and sister real estate team. Now, policies that impact your neighborhood. Whether we like it or not, government policies, both local and national, play a huge role in our housing market. Okay? Now, I'm talking about zoning laws, property taxes, infrastructure spending, education funding all have a direct effect on home values. 100%. I will take a call from anybody who thinks they can debate me on this because you can't. These all have a direct value on your home. Education funding, every couple years, everybody in the neighborhood gets this little deal in the mail. Hey, we need a tax increase for our schools because our kids aren't learning. They don't have books. They don't have this or that. It is nonsense. Now, I'm not saying it's nonsense to give the taxes and stuff. It's nonsense the way they go about it. I would rather have them come to me and say, listen, Jason, this particular school in this neighborhood here, we'd like to be able to get the kids, teach them all how to use a MacBook Pro and a computer. We need to raise money for that and try some different things instead of hitting everybody for it. Plus, you've got people that are like, I don't have kids. Why do I want my taxes raised? So then they're going to irritate the people that have kids that do want their taxes raised, so it's nonsense. There's a different approach to it. These clowns don't follow it, but these are the things you got to watch out for. Zoning laws. Listen, these city councils, local city councils, and I got to tell you too, it's some of the interior people, like some of the builders. Uh-oh. Did I just say that? I'm in real estate, and I'm going to throw some builders under the bus. Are getting in with the city council, and they're like, you know what? You need to pass a law that no matter what size lot you have, we can build a one-bedroom casita in your backyard. And that way you can rent it out. That way it's helping the community. It's nonsense as well. If you live in a home that's, let's just say $500,000, okay? You work really hard to get it. You're out there getting up every morning, going to work to pay for this $500,000 house. Now, somebody builds a little one-bedroom guest casita, and you let somebody move in for $500 a month because they need low-income housing. That's hurting your neighborhood because they're not bringing the same values and energy, let's say, that you have in that $500,000 house to that little one in the back. And, you know, I'm going to get emails saying, oh, well, you could do this and that. We know all this stuff. Let's just point out what this is really about. These will decrease your values. So you need to, I know you're tired. You get home from work. You know, you got the kids. You got school stuff, blah, 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 blah. And the last thing you want to do is have to spend time researching what kind of stuff is going to affect your house. But I'm telling you, it's worth the 10 minutes a day to do it. So this way, you can watch your home values go up. And listen, your house values do deserve to go up. There's areas in town here that are like cute neighborhoods. You'll drive through some neighborhoods here, and you'll be like, wow, this is a super cute neighborhood. But guess what? Why is it so affordable? Because the school sucks. And people just kind of overlook it. People need to get involved. So if you live in a neighborhood and you don't have kids, you can still get involved. Put your voice out there and let it be heard. You know what these kids need to learn. They need to learn writing, arithmetic, how to open doors for older people, how to be courteous, and just basic stuff that we all learned. It's pretty simple, okay? Now, certain policies can lead to underfunded schools, deteriorating public services, and a decline in community safety. When this happens, housing prices tend to drop. It's a fact. You can see it on any chart. Now, on the flip side, good policies attract businesses, improve school quality, and make neighborhoods most desirable, which means increase in property values. Just to resort back on this, and it kind of ties into the policies that impact your neighborhood, infrastructure spending. So, if you live in a neighborhood, and they're putting a little strip mall in, just a block down from your house, and you know, it's going to be, let's just say, a gym and a health food store. It's going to have a different impact towards the value than if they put, let's say, a weed shop, a smoke shop, a porn store, adult bookstore, anything like that. You have to pay attention to that stuff. That kind of stuff deteriorates neighborhoods. When you start putting things in like adult bookstores, weed shops and stuff like that, it brings neighborhood values down. You can argue with me all you want on it. I'm sure some of you out here on this listen to this podcast. And again, thank you for making this a #1 podcast for lifestyle in Arizona real estate. Some of you are listening like, well, I sit at home, I smoke weed, and it's fine. I'm not talking about you smoking weed or doing that stuff. I'm talking about having that weed store on the corner of a neighborhood. And you can see it. You can drive around and see it and just see how it changes. All right? Hey, gas stations kind of mess up neighborhoods a little bit as well, I hate to tell you. But you've got to be involved. These are the certain policies that are going to make or break your community. And listen, house values are going to still go up, even if it's not going up as fast. But hey, why not have a nice, clean neighborhood? Pick people that are in line with you. Okay, good schools. I'm pretty passionate about the schools. Good schools, without a doubt, equal higher home values. One of the biggest factors influencing home prices is the quality of local schools. Buyers with families are willing to pay more to live in areas with well-rated schools. That means your home is worth more if it's located in a district with strong educational outcomes. I'm going to point out right now, Desert Ridge in Phoenix, Arizona, right off Tama and the 101. Everybody, and I mean everybody I've talked to, loves Explorer. It's a middle school. They want to get their kids in there. If they're not in the district, they're trying to get in there. It's a packed school. This school focuses on teachers. It focuses on students. And guess what? Parents are involved. Now, I'm not saying that's the only good school district, because there's some good ones. Madison School District, for the most part, is fantastic. Gilbert, Chandler have some really good places. Then you've got some that are underperforming. You've got, listen, I grew up in Scottsdale, and I'm a product of the Scottsdale school systems, public. But I got to tell you, they've got a superintendent that's a clown. He's not concerned about, he's concerned about maybe his political future, but he's certainly not concerned about teaching kids 1 + 1 and 2 + 2. These are the kind of things you need to check out. So, good schools equal higher home values. That's one of the biggest factors influencing home prices, and that is schools. Now, homes in areas with underperforming schools often have lower values. So, if you're a homeowner, being invested in the success of your local school, that's probably a pretty good move for you to get involved. Now, listen, it doesn't mean you have to go to the meetings, but you're there, give your input. If you don't have kids, or maybe the kids are out of the house, still stay involved. Stay in touch with what's going on, because your voice does matter. Now, ensuring schools are well funded and teachers are supported means not only better future for the students, but also a stronger housing market for you. Again, well funded does not mean raise your taxes and give them what they want. That stuff has to be investigated. But listen, there's nonsense that goes on in the schools when you get down the political line and stuff. Those are the kind of things we need to weed out and make sure the kids and the teachers are supported. We got great teachers out here. So, get involved for the health of your community. One of the most effective ways to protect and grow your home's value is to stay involved. Ask questions. Vote in your local elections. Attend a community meeting here and there. Talk to your neighbors and advocate for policies that benefit your neighborhood. All right? Something that works great in my neighborhood might not work in the neighborhood across the street. Advocate for that. Elected officials have the power to make decisions that will either strengthen or weaken your community. So by participating in the process, you're ensuring those decisions are beneficial to your area's growth and prosperities. Again, a couple of you are going to send me an email saying, well, we went to a city council meeting, they kicked us out, and they don't listen. This is a topic for another day, and it's probably not a topic for the Lockbox because we don't get into the politics. Bottom line, get involved, have your voice heard. Write a letter. If you don't want to go to a meeting, write a letter to your city councilman or a school board member. They're all accessible, and they'll answer. So voting shapes your future. While the housing market can be unpredictable, and trust me it is, this past 15 years has been a definite roller coaster, but your role in shaping it is clear. Elected officials and their policies are either going to help your home and your community flourish, or it's going to cause them to falter. Voting for good leadership, advocating for strong schools, and supporting community-focused initiatives, you will have a direct impact on the value of your home and the quality of life in your neighborhood. So, when you step into the voting booth, remember, your vote matters not just for today, but for the future of your home. All right, look at this. I think, and let me know if I'm wrong, I think we got through that podcast without being political. Isn't this great? Listen, the Grandin Group, my sister and I, we love Arizona. We're natives. We love the fact that we get to sell homes. We love the fact that we get to bring new buyers in. And we're pretty passionate about it. And you know what? We get people that are horse people, race car, planes. We love just seeing all this different stuff going in. And the fact is, we drive to communities, and communities all have a different personality. Each community offers something different. And that's why it's important just to be involved. Ask questions. If you're somebody who doesn't really like to deal with people, or what, sit down and write a letter, send an email out. It just doesn't matter. But just get your voice heard, and I'm telling you, it will have a direct impact on your house. And listen, don't tell me, oh, it's going to make my house go from $100,000 to $500,000 tomorrow. That's not what we're talking about. We're talking about a long-term plan here. Just get involved. And you know what? It's great. In my neighborhood, I live in a great neighborhood up here in Cave Creek. And there's a few neighbors that get out with their car and, hey, neighbor, how you doing? They're friendly and stuff like that. But we've got a couple neighborhoods, and I know it's like this in some of the other places, where they pull in the garage, and before they even shut the car, they shut the door, and they go in, and you never see them. Listen, get involved. It's a great way to do it. All right, I'm Jason Grandin with the Grandin Group, Arizona's #1 brother and sister real estate team. Reach out to us for all your real estate needs. Hope you've enjoyed this podcast. We are 3 weeks from voting, a couple weeks to Halloween. We got some great stuff going on. We'll see you on the next side. Talk to you guys soon.